Tamar Braxton's world has been turned upside down, and fans are still trying to process the shocking news. Sources close to the singer reveal that Tamar has officially filed a lawsuit against Mendeecees, claiming years of harassment that finally reached a breaking point. According to insiders, the tension between the two has been simmering for months, with private messages, threatening phone calls, and public confrontations escalating in ways no one could have predicted. Tamar, who has always been known for her resilience and unshakable spirit, reportedly reached a point where staying silent was no longer an option. Emotions ran high during a recent meeting where attorneys and close friends gathered to discuss the allegations, and witnesses say Tamar was visibly trembling with a mix of anger and heartbreak as she recounted the alleged harassment. Meanwhile, in an unexpected twist that has sent the reality TV world into a frenzy, Yandi Smith is reportedly filing for divorce, leaving her longtime partner and fans stunned. Sources claim that Yandy was seen leaving a legal office in tears, clutching divorce papers, as onlookers whispered about the explosive reasons behind her decision. Friends close to Yandy describe a scene of raw emotion, her shaking hands, her voice breaking, and the undeniable feeling that a once solid marriage has fractured beyond repair. The family was left divided, with relatives struggling to reconcile the private turmoil with the public persona that fans have come to adore. Fans are shocked, and social media is ablaze with speculation. Some wonder whether Tamar's lawsuit against Mendeecees could have any connection to Yandy's sudden move toward divorce. Others are questioning whether there are hidden tensions, betrayals, or secrets that have remained buried until now. Industry insiders hint at private messages and leaked conversations that could shed light on the tangled web of emotions, relationships, and unresolved conflicts swirling around these stars. Emotions ran high at recent gatherings, with close friends reportedly pleading for both Tamar and Yandy to find calm amid the chaos. But it seems the storm has only intensified. As the story unfolds, one thing is clear: this is not a simple case of legal paperwork or marital disagreement. This is a high-stakes drama involving trust, betrayal, and long-hidden grievances coming to light. Fans are left asking, what really happened behind closed doors? Who will come out on top, and who will be left to pick up the pieces of their fractured lives? Every moment seems charged with tension, every conversation dripping with unspoken truths, and every action threatening to spark yet another scandalous headline. The emotional fallout is just beginning, and the entire entertainment world is watching, holding its breath, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. In a story where the lines between personal pain and public spectacle blur, Tamar's courage to speak out and Yandy's heart-wrenching decision to end her marriage signal a turning point. The drama is far from over, and fans are left glued to their screens, desperate for answers, for vindication, and for justice in a saga that promises to dominate headlines for weeks to come. The tension had been building for months, whispers circulating through the industry about a conflict that nobody wanted to believe would erupt so publicly. Sources close to Tamar Braxton revealed that the singer had been enduring unwanted attention from Mendeecees for far longer than anyone realized, but the situation escalated beyond private messages and uncomfortable encounters. Tamar's friends described nights spent pacing her apartment, phone in hand, rereading texts that left her shaking with a mix of anger and disbelief. She confided in a close inner circle that she felt trapped, voiceless, and constantly on edge, a feeling that grew unbearable as the days passed. The breaking point reportedly came after an incident that Tamar described as threatening, something that left her in tears but also determined to reclaim control over her life. Fans are shocked. They never imagined Tamar, always so vibrant and strong, would find herself in a legal battle against someone who had been a recurring presence in the industry's inner circles. As the lawsuit became public knowledge, the reactions were immediate and intense. Social media exploded with theories, speculation, and outright support for Tamar. Many fans expressed outrage over the idea that she had been forced to endure harassment, applauding her courage to finally speak up. Others were curious, digging through past footage, interviews, and appearances for any hint that something had been amiss. Insiders reveal that at a private meeting with her legal team, emotions ran high, tears were shed, and voices trembled with frustration as Tamar detailed every alleged instance of harassment. It was in this room, according to eyewitnesses, that Tamar's resolve became unshakable. "I've stayed quiet for too long," she reportedly said, her voice steady despite the tears running down her face. "It's time they know the truth." The attorneys nodded, recognizing that the case would be messy, emotional, and highly public, but also that Tamar's testimony was compelling, articulate, and impossible to ignore. While Tamar's legal drama was unfolding, an equally shocking story emerged regarding Yandi Smith. Friends close to Yandi confirmed that she had filed for divorce, and sources say the decision came after months of strain that had gone unnoticed by the public. According to insiders, Yandi was seen leaving a legal office in tears, clutching her divorce papers as if holding on to the last piece of control in a situation that had spiraled beyond repair. The emotional fallout reportedly left family members divided, with siblings and relatives taking sides and offering conflicting advice. Friends described conversations late at night where Yandi expressed heartbreak, confusion, and the overwhelming pressure of balancing public expectations with private pain. One source revealed that Yandi had repeatedly tried to mediate conflicts behind the scenes, but the accumulation of stress, miscommunication, and alleged betrayals made reconciliation impossible. She loved him, the source said, but the trust is broken in ways you can't just fix overnight. The overlap between Tamar's lawsuit and Yandi's divorce sparked rumors of connections, and fans are obsessed with the idea that these stories might intertwine. Industry insiders hinted at potential overlapping networks, mutual acquaintances, and shared events that could have fueled tensions behind the scenes. Leaked messages, unnamed sources, and cryptic social media posts have created a web of speculation that has left fans hungry for clarity. In one particularly dramatic instance, a leaked text allegedly from Yandi referenced a situation that nobody understands but everyone is watching, which led to intense online debate about whether the text pertained to Tamar's lawsuit or her own marital struggles. The ambiguity has only intensified interest, and every subtle reaction, interview snippet, or social media post is now being dissected for hidden meanings, fueling a frenzy that shows no signs of slowing down. The dynamics among friends, family, and colleagues are equally dramatic. Tamar's close friends reportedly struggled to offer comfort while also navigating their own shock. They described meetings where voices raised, emotions clashed, and loyalty was tested. One friend allegedly confronted another over perceived inaction, saying, "How could you let this go on without saying anything? She needed support, and you stayed quiet." The intensity of these interactions underscores the personal toll the situation has taken. Fans are captivated not just by the legal aspects but by the human drama, the fear, courage, betrayal, and raw emotion that has unfolded behind the public personas. Every dinner, phone call, and encounter now carries heightened tension, as everyone involved is hyper-aware of the scrutiny from both the media and the fanbase. Meanwhile, Yandi's divorce proceedings have also revealed unexpected twists. Sources suggest that the decision to file was not made lightly and followed months of contemplation, emotional breakdowns, and counseling sessions that ultimately failed to mend the rift. Eyewitnesses reported seeing Yandi conferring with close friends, her eyes red from crying, her hands shaking as she signed the necessary documents. There are rumors of heated arguments leading up to the filing, moments where words were exchanged with a bitterness and intensity that left both parties visibly shaken. Friends and family reportedly attempted interventions, offering advice, mediation, and support. But the underlying issues seemed insurmountable. The emotional weight of ending a marriage while under public scrutiny is enormous, and according to insiders, Yandi is still struggling to reconcile her private grief with the expectations of fans, who have long admired her strength and poise. As both stories continue to develop, the public's fascination has only intensified. Fan forums, social media threads, and online communities are dissecting every detail, speculating on motives, hidden connections, and potential future developments. The combination of a high-profile lawsuit and a celebrity divorce has created a perfect storm, capturing the attention of entertainment media and casual observers alike. Every interview, every appearance, and every cryptic post is analyzed for insight, fueling a cycle of drama that seems almost relentless. Emotions ran high among everyone involved, and even casual fans of either Tamar or Yandi report feeling invested in the unfolding narrative, debating loyalty, accountability, and who will emerge stronger after the storm. In the midst of this chaos, both Tamar and Yandi are reportedly leaning on their support networks more than ever. Friends, family, and professional advisors are described as being integral to navigating the legal, emotional, and public challenges they face. Tamar's legal team is said to be meticulously documenting each claim, preparing for a drawn-out battle that could span months. Meanwhile, Yandi's circle is focused on ensuring she remains emotionally supported as she navigates the complexities of ending a long-term marriage under intense public scrutiny. Insiders say that both women are demonstrating resilience, determination, and a level of strategic thinking that has impressed even those who were initially skeptical of the unfolding events. The stakes continue to rise as the narratives intertwine. The public watches, captivated by the unfolding drama, and the emotional intensity shows no signs of abating. Friends report that every interaction now carries additional weight. Every word spoken could potentially influence public perception, and every move must be calculated in a world where rumors spread faster than reality. The combination of high-profile legal action and personal heartbreak creates a tension-filled atmosphere, with unpredictable twists and the potential for shocking revelations around every corner. Fans are left in suspense, torn between sympathy, outrage, and an insatiable curiosity about what will happen next. The story is far from over, and every day seems to bring a new layer of complexity, heartbreak, and suspense to a saga that has already captivated the entertainment world. The tension didn't ease after the initial announcements. If anything, it intensified as insiders began sharing more details about the circumstances leading up to Tamar's lawsuit and Yandy's divorce. Sources close to Tamar revealed that the harassment she allegedly endured was not just a series of isolated incidents but a pattern that had been escalating over time. Friends describe sleepless nights spent consoling Tamar after phone calls that left her shaking and anxious, each message and encounter chipping away at her sense of safety and peace. She was always strong, one insider said, but this situation tested her in ways she never imagined. It's one thing to deal with rumors and public perception, but it's another to feel personally threatened by someone you know. The gravity of the situation became increasingly clear when Tamar made the difficult decision to involve her legal team, a choice that marked a turning point in her fight to regain control of her life. As Tamar prepared for the lawsuit, the ripple effects extended to everyone in her inner circle. Friends and family reportedly held long meetings to strategize, provide emotional support, and brace for the public fallout. Some were conflicted, struggling to reconcile their desire to protect Tamar with the fear of being dragged into a very public drama. One close friend described an emotionally charged conversation where voices were raised and tears flowed freely. "We had to make sure she was safe, emotionally and legally," the friend said. But at the same time, we all felt the weight of the scrutiny, the cameras, the gossip. It was overwhelming. Meanwhile, fans remained captivated, poring over every interview, social media post, and public appearance for clues about what might have happened behind the scenes. The speculation fueled an almost feverish anticipation, as if the public itself were holding its breath, waiting for the next revelation. Yandy's divorce added another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Insiders report that her marriage had been under strain for some time, but the full extent of the emotional turmoil was not public knowledge. Friends describe a series of late-night conversations in which Yandi expressed feelings of betrayal, frustration, and heartache. One friend recalled Yandy saying, "I've tried to make it work, but it's like we're speaking different languages. Nothing we do seems to bridge the gap anymore." As she filed for divorce, emotions reportedly ran high, with the weight of the decision manifesting in tears, trembling hands, and moments of despair. Observers note that her public persona of strength and composure was challenged by the intensity of the private pain she was experiencing. The contrast between public perception and private reality only heightened the dramatic tension, making every new development a potential flashpoint for speculation and emotional reaction. Rumors began circulating about potential intersections between Tamar's lawsuit and Yandy's divorce. Some fans speculated that shared acquaintances or industry connections might have contributed to the escalation of events. Cryptic social media posts, vague public statements, and anonymous tips fed the fire. With online communities dissecting every possible connection, insiders hint that there were moments of confrontation at industry events, private messages that were allegedly misinterpreted, and tensions that had been simmering quietly for months. One unnamed source claimed that an argument between Yandy and a mutual acquaintance blew up bigger than anyone expected, leaving both parties reeling and fueling the speculation that the two stories were intertwined. In addition to these personal dynamics, the media frenzy surrounding the drama created an almost unbearable pressure on everyone involved. Reporters and paparazzi reportedly camped outside offices, residences, and even restaurants, eager to capture any sign of emotional vulnerability or confrontation. Tamar's legal team is said to be carefully managing interactions with the press, issuing statements strategically while avoiding anything that could compromise her case. Friends describe moments of extreme tension, with each phone call, text, and social media comment potentially amplifying the stakes. The stress of navigating public scrutiny while dealing with intensely personal matters created a heightened emotional environment, leaving everyone involved on edge. The unfolding saga has also revealed dramatic interpersonal conflicts among friends, family members, and colleagues. Insiders report arguments over how best to support Tamar and Yandy, disagreements over whether to engage with the press, and conflicts fueled by differing opinions about loyalty, trust, and accountability. One friend allegedly confronted another about perceived inaction, saying, "You could have done something, said something, anything to help her." Staying silent only made it worse. The tension between loyalty and action, privacy and publicity, created a volatile atmosphere in which every conversation carried significant weight. Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided, uncertain how to reconcile personal relationships with public perception. Amid the chaos, both Tamar and Yandy reportedly sought solace in their closest confidants. Tamar's legal strategy became a priority, with her team meticulously documenting incidents, collecting evidence, and preparing for a prolonged and emotionally charged legal battle. Yandy, meanwhile, leaned on friends and family to help navigate the emotional landscape of her divorce, relying on emotional support to process the pain and uncertainty of ending a marriage under intense public scrutiny. Insiders note that both women demonstrated remarkable resilience, channeling their emotional energy into decisive actions that underscored their determination to protect themselves and assert control over their personal narratives. The emotional stakes of these intertwined stories continue to escalate, with each new revelation, interaction, or public appearance adding another layer of intensity. The combination of Tamar's high-profile lawsuit and Yandy's heartbreaking divorce has created a perfect storm, captivating fans and industry insiders alike. Every phone call, every meeting, and every statement carries additional significance, as those involved navigate a web of relationships, loyalties, and public scrutiny. As the story develops, the public remains fixated, eagerly following each twist, each moment of vulnerability, and each dramatic confrontation, fully aware that the drama is far from over, and that the next bombshell could arrive at any moment. In this environment, the emotional fallout continues to shape relationships and alliances. Friends and family navigate shifting loyalties, colleagues weigh public perception against personal connection, and fans speculate about the hidden layers of the story. Each day brings new revelations, escalating tensions, and the potential for further dramatic confrontations. The combination of legal action, emotional heartbreak, and public scrutiny ensures that the saga remains a focal point of conversation, analysis, and obsession, with both Tamar and Yandy positioned at the center of a drama that shows no sign of slowing down. The stakes are higher than ever, and insiders report that both Tamar and Yandy are prepared for whatever comes next. Tamar's resolve is unshakable, her determination to seek justice for the alleged harassment unwavering. Yandy, too, is steadfast in her decision, prioritizing her emotional well-being and taking steps to reclaim her life from a situation that had become untenable. The unfolding narrative is rich with tension, unpredictability, and emotional intensity, ensuring that fans, insiders, and industry observers remain captivated, waiting for the next shocking twist, the next confrontation, and the next revelation that will further shape the trajectory of this dramatic saga. The fallout from the lawsuits and divorce filings continued to ripple through the entertainment world, sending shockwaves through social circles, fan bases, and the media alike. Insiders report that Tamar Braxton's daily life became a series of meticulously planned steps to maintain both safety and composure. She was reportedly advised by her legal team to limit public appearances, restrict social media activity, and carefully vet every interaction with acquaintances who might have ties to Mendeecees. Friends describe her days as filled with phone calls, strategy sessions, and moments of quiet reflection, punctuated by bursts of frustration and emotional release. She's constantly balancing anger, sadness, and determination, one source said. It's exhausting, but she's not backing down. She's fighting for herself, and that strength is visible to everyone around her. Yandi Smith's world was equally turbulent. The process of filing for divorce under public scrutiny left her feeling exposed and vulnerable. Despite her natural composure and professional demeanor, friends and family members reportedly held late-night conversations offering emotional support. But even those close bonds were tested by the intensity of the situation. Insiders hint at moments where Yandy's tears flowed freely in private, her pain hidden from the cameras but palpable to those in her inner circle. The emotional weight of ending a marriage while maintaining a public image left her caught between heartbreak and the necessity of decisiveness. One source revealed, "She's always been strong for everyone else, But this is the first time she's had to put herself first, and it's devastating. The public's obsession with the intertwined narratives of Tamar's lawsuit and Yandy's divorce escalated. Social media platforms became battlegrounds for speculation, debate, and conspiracy theories. Fans poured over every post, comment, and interview for hints of connections or hidden motives. Leaked messages, alleged private conversations, and cryptic statements fueled endless discussion, with online communities dissecting every possible angle. Insiders hinted that tensions at mutual industry events had been simmering for months, with private conflicts potentially escalating behind the scenes. Rumors circulated about confrontations that were never publicized, alleged betrayals between friends, and emotional outbursts that went unnoticed by the wider world. Meanwhile, the impact on friends and family was becoming increasingly apparent. The emotional strain of supporting Tamar or Yandy in such high-stakes circumstances reportedly led to friction within circles of trust. Sources describe heated discussions about the best way to navigate media attention, loyalty, and legal considerations. Everyone wanted to help, but everyone also had their own opinions, and that made things tense. One insider said, arguments broke out over perceived inaction or missteps, and even those with the best intentions found themselves pulled into the emotional whirlwind. The intensity of the situation left some relationships strained, others fortified, but all marked by the high drama surrounding the events. As both women pressed forward with their respective legal matters, the pressure only intensified. Tamar's lawsuit reportedly involved detailed accounts of alleged harassment, text messages, and witness testimonies, each element adding weight to a case that was already fraught with emotional and public scrutiny. Friends and legal advisors worked around the clock to ensure that every detail was documented, every potential challenge anticipated. Insiders say Tamar's determination became a beacon for her supporters, who rallied behind her with public statements, social media advocacy, and expressions of solidarity. She's showing everyone that standing up for yourself is powerful, one friend commented. It's inspiring, even in the face of so much adversity. Simultaneously, Yandi navigated the personal and logistical complexities of ending her marriage. Insiders report that the divorce involved careful planning, legal negotiations, and intense emotional processing. Family and friends provided unwavering support, attending consultations, offering advice, and providing a safe space for her to express vulnerability. Sources suggest that moments of despair were balanced by quiet triumphs as she regained control over her life and choices. Friends described a pivotal moment when Yandi, after weeks of emotional strain, reportedly looked at her closest confidant and said, "I finally feel like I'm choosing me, not anyone else." The declaration, simple yet profound, marked a turning point in her journey toward personal agency and empowerment. The intersection of public attention and private struggle continued to heighten the drama. Fans speculated about whether the stories were connected, whether mutual acquaintances had played a role, and what the long-term repercussions might be for all involved. Insiders hint at private conversations that could dramatically shift narratives, statements that might bring further clarity or ignite new controversies, and moments of confrontation that could redefine relationships. The uncertainty and intensity of these developments ensured that the story remained gripping, with every new detail eagerly consumed by a public hungry for drama, emotional depth, and high-stakes conflict. Amid the turbulence, both Tamar and Yandy reportedly leaned heavily on their inner circles, balancing emotional support with strategic guidance. Tamar's legal team focused on building a case that could withstand scrutiny, while friends provided reassurance, comfort, and practical advice on navigating the public eye. Yandi relied on confidants to help process grief, manage logistics, and maintain emotional stability as she transitioned out of her marriage. Insiders suggest that both women were remarkably resilient, channeling pain and uncertainty into decisive action, demonstrating both strength and vulnerability in equal measure. As the story unfolded, the interplay of emotional intensity, legal strategy, and public fascination created a uniquely charged environment. Every interaction, every decision, and every revelation carried consequences, shaping the trajectory of the narrative in real time. Insiders report that tension among friends, family, and colleagues remained palpable, with alliances, loyalties, and trust constantly tested. The drama was further amplified by media coverage, social media speculation, and the relentless curiosity of fans eager for the next development. In this high-stakes context, Tamar and Yandy's experiences became emblematic of the challenges faced by public figures, navigating personal crises in the spotlight. Their resilience, emotional transparency, and willingness to take decisive action in the face of adversity captivated fans, drawing widespread attention, admiration, and support. The combination of legal conflict, marital dissolution, and the intensity of public scrutiny ensured that every day brought new drama, new revelations, and new challenges, leaving everyone involved and the public alike on edge, awaiting the next explosive turn in this ongoing saga. The drama surrounding Tamar Braxton and Yandi Smith continued to deepen, with each day bringing new revelations, confrontations, and emotional upheaval. Insiders report that Tamar's days became a delicate balance of legal preparation, personal reflection, and public appearance as Coralie orchestrated to maintain a composed image. Friends describe moments when Tamar would retreat into her apartment for hours, pacing back and forth as she reviewed messages, prepared statements, or simply allowed herself to feel the weight of the ongoing situation. She's processing everything at once: anger, betrayal, sadness, but she's also fiercely determined, one insider revealed. The public, meanwhile, remained riveted, dissecting every subtle gesture, interview snippet, and social media post for clues about the next move in this high-stakes drama. Yandy's world was equally fraught with emotional intensity. The process of filing for divorce reportedly left her exhausted, emotionally drained, and grappling with a profound sense of loss. Friends described late-night conversations in which Yandi expressed frustration, heartbreak, and the weight of maintaining her public persona while navigating intensely private struggles. One source recalled a particularly emotional evening. She was sitting on the couch, papers spread around her, crying and shaking, and yet there was this sense that she was finally taking control. It was heartbreaking and empowering all at once. The contrast between the public's perception of strength and the private reality of vulnerability amplified the tension, making each development in her story even more compelling. Rumors and speculation about connections between Tamar's lawsuit and Yandy's divorce began to circulate more widely. Social media erupted with theories, ranging from mutual acquaintances fueling conflict to secret confrontations at industry events. Insiders hint at private messages that have allegedly been misinterpreted, creating a tangled web of perceived betrayals and misunderstandings. Fans dissected each cryptic post, alleged leaked text, or suggestive comment, fueling a frenzy of speculation that only heightened the drama. In one particularly explosive thread, users debated whether a certain incident at a recent industry party could have been the catalyst for the escalating tensions, igniting heated arguments and drawing widespread attention to both stories. The impact on friends, family, and colleagues became increasingly evident. Sources described tense meetings where loved ones argued over the best way to provide support, maintain privacy, and navigate the growing media scrutiny. Disagreements over loyalty, perceived inaction, and emotional responses created friction, testing relationships in ways few anticipated. One insider noted, "Everyone wanted to help, but the pressure of the public eye made every decision fraught. It's not just about supporting them emotionally, it's about managing a storm that has both legal and personal implications." The intensity of these interactions left many close to Tamar and Yandi feeling overwhelmed, yet committed to standing by them through the chaos. As Tamar's legal proceedings advanced, the meticulous documentation of alleged harassment intensified. Insiders report that her team compiled detailed accounts of incidents, text messages, and witness statements, all designed to build a compelling case against Mendeecees. Friends and family provided emotional support, ensuring Tamar had the resilience to endure a process that promised to be both lengthy and emotionally taxing. "She's never backed down from a challenge," one confidant said. "Even in the face of public scrutiny and personal attack, she's determined to see this through." The combination of personal courage and professional strategy created a powerful narrative, one that captivated fans and drew admiration from those following the story closely. Simultaneously, Yandy navigated the practical and emotional challenges of divorce. Sources suggest that the process involved careful planning, legal negotiations, and an intense emotional reckoning. Family and friends reportedly provided guidance, comfort, and reassurance, helping her manage the weight of public scrutiny while processing private pain. Moments of despair were balanced by glimpses of empowerment, as Yandi began to reclaim her life and assert agency over her future. Friends describe a key turning point when Yandi reportedly said, "I finally feel like I'm making choices for myself, not for anyone else," signaling a profound shift in her emotional and personal journey. The interplay between public attention and private struggle heightened the stakes further. Fans dissected every development, while insiders hinted at hidden confrontations, unspoken grievances, and potential revelations that could reshape the narrative. Every phone call, text, or social media interaction carried significance, contributing to an atmosphere charged with suspense and uncertainty. The unpredictability of events, combined with emotional intensity, ensured that the drama remained compelling, with each day bringing the possibility of new twists or shocking disclosures. Amid the ongoing turmoil, Tamar and Yandy leaned heavily on their inner circles for support. Tamar's legal team focused on building a strong case, while friends provided emotional reassurance, strategic guidance, and practical advice on managing public perception. Yandy, too, relied on trusted confidants to navigate the emotional complexities of divorce, seeking balance between grief, anger, and empowerment. Insiders highlight the resilience of both women, noting that their ability to channel emotional energy into decisive action underscores their strength and determination. As the saga unfolded, the combination of legal conflict, marital dissolution, and intense public scrutiny created a narrative that was both dramatic and deeply human. Fans remained captivated, analyzing every development, anticipating the next revelation, and speculating on the connections between Tamar's and Yandy's stories. The stakes continued to rise, emotions remained high, and the unfolding events ensured that the narrative retained its suspense, intensity, and unpredictability. Insiders report that both women are poised for continued challenges, yet remain steadfast in their resolve, demonstrating courage, determination, and an unwavering commitment to controlling their personal and public narratives. In this charged environment, the drama surrounding Tamar Braxton and Yandi Smith exemplifies the intersection of personal struggle, public scrutiny, and the complexities of navigating high-stakes emotional and legal conflicts. Every interaction, decision, and revelation carries consequences, shaping the trajectory of the story in real time. The intensity of the situation, combined with the public's fascination, ensures that the unfolding saga remains gripping, with each new twist promising to redefine relationships, loyalties, and emotional stakes. The story continues to evolve, leaving fans, insiders, and observers captivated, awaiting the next explosive turn in this ongoing drama. The intensity surrounding Tamar Braxton and Yandi Smith showed no signs of diminishing as the saga progressed. Insiders reveal that Tamar's daily routine became a carefully orchestrated blend of legal preparation, emotional management, and strategic public appearances. Friends describe early mornings spent reviewing legal documents, afternoons in consultations with attorneys, and evenings dedicated to reflection, journaling, and connecting with her closest confidants. Every interaction was carefully considered, from casual phone calls to public statements, as Tamar navigated a world where even a single misstep could be amplified by media scrutiny. She's channeling every ounce of her energy into staying strong and focused, one source said. There's a calm determination under all the visible emotion, and it's remarkable to see. Yandy's journey through divorce remained equally tumultuous. Sources describe her as balancing profound emotional pain with the practical necessities of ending a marriage under public scrutiny. Friends and family provided constant support, attending meetings, offering counsel, and helping her navigate both legal logistics and emotional hurdles. Insiders report that Yandi experienced moments of intense vulnerability, crying in private, questioning decisions, and wrestling with feelings of betrayal, loss, and disappointment. Yet even amidst the heartbreak, there was a sense of empowerment and agency emerging as she reclaimed control over her life and choices. She's finding herself again, a friend said. It's painful, but it's also a new beginning. The speculation about potential links between Tamar's lawsuit and Yandy's divorce continued to grow. Social media forums buzzed with theories, some connecting past events, mutual acquaintances, or overlapping professional circles. Insiders hinted at private encounters that may have been misinterpreted, and subtle tensions that escalated over time. One particularly dramatic account involved a private confrontation at a mutual industry event, where whispered conversations allegedly escalated into a heated argument witnessed by only a handful of attendees. These moments, though not publicized, fueled endless online speculation and intensified the narrative surrounding both women. Friends and family found themselves navigating a landscape fraught with tension, loyalty, dilemmas, and emotional fatigue. Sources describe heated discussions about the best ways to support Tamar and Yandy, debates over public communication versus privacy, and challenges in reconciling personal feelings with external expectations. Some friendships reportedly strained under the pressure, while others strengthened as people rallied to provide unwavering support. The intense emotional environment created a scenario where even minor disagreements or misunderstandings had heightened significance, adding layers of complexity to relationships already under pressure. Tamar's legal preparations intensified as her team meticulously compiled evidence, witness statements, and documentation of alleged harassment. The level of detail was reportedly extraordinary, designed to anticipate challenges and ensure a robust case. Friends describe her as both methodical and emotionally invested, balancing careful planning with moments of candid vulnerability. She's preparing not just legally but emotionally, one insider said. Every detail matters, and she's committed to seeing this through, no matter how difficult. The combination of legal diligence and personal resilience has drawn admiration from fans, who continue to express support across social media platforms. Yandy's divorce proceedings were marked by similar intensity. Sources report that she carefully navigated legal negotiations, property considerations, and custody discussions, all while managing the emotional toll of ending a marriage. Family and friends provided counsel, comfort, and practical assistance, helping her maintain perspective amid the chaos. Insiders hint at moments of private triumph, where Yandy reportedly made difficult decisions with clarity and resolve, reinforcing her agency and control over a situation that had felt overwhelmingly uncertain. She's taking back her life piece by piece, a confidant said. It's heartbreaking but also inspiring. The intersection of public scrutiny and private struggle created a charged atmosphere. Fans analyzed every social media post, public appearance, and interview snippet, looking for insight, clues, or confirmation of rumors. Insiders hinted at unresolved conflicts, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and potential revelations that could shift public perception at any moment. The unpredictability of the situation, combined with high emotional stakes, created a sense of suspense and anticipation that kept fans, friends, and family alike on edge. Every interaction became meaningful, every conversation potentially pivotal, and every day carried the potential for a new twist in the unfolding drama. Support networks became crucial for both Tamar and Yandy. Tamar's circle focused on legal strategy, emotional support, and managing public perception, while Yandy's close confidants provided a safe space for reflection, guidance, and encouragement. Insiders describe moments of shared vulnerability and quiet reassurance, highlighting the importance of personal connections in navigating public crises. Both women reportedly drew strength from these relationships, channeling fear, anger, and sadness into determination, strategic action, and emotional resilience. As events continued to unfold, the narrative surrounding Tamar Braxton and Yandi Smith remained compelling and unpredictable. Each day brought new developments, revelations, and emotional challenges. Fans, insiders, and media observers were captivated by the unfolding saga, analyzing every gesture, statement, and interaction for deeper meaning. The combination of legal conflict, personal heartbreak, and relentless public attention ensured that the drama maintained its intensity, suspense, and relevance. With both Tamar and Yandi navigating uncharted territory under the watchful eyes of a fascinated public, the high stakes, emotional intensity, and unpredictability of the situation underscored the complexity of managing private struggles in the spotlight. Every decision, interaction, and revelation carried profound implications, shaping the trajectory of the story in real time. Insiders note that both Tamar and Yandi are demonstrating remarkable resilience, balancing vulnerability with strength, emotion with strategy, and personal growth with public expectation. The ongoing saga remains a focal point of fascination, suspense, and speculation, with each new development promising to deepen the drama, heighten emotional stakes, and captivate fans even further. The drama surrounding Tamar Braxton and Yandi Smith is far from over, and fans are left on the edge of their seats, wondering what will happen next. Will Tamar prevail in her lawsuit, finally putting an end to the alleged harassment? Will Yandy find peace and a fresh start after her emotional divorce? Or are there more surprises waiting behind the scenes? The answers are still unfolding, and every new development promises more twists, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping revelations. You've seen the tears, the confrontations, and the shocking legal moves. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think really happened behind closed doors? Who do you believe is telling the truth, and what consequences do you think will follow? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation that's sweeping the entertainment world. Don't miss a single moment of this ongoing saga. Hit that like button if you're invested in the drama. Subscribe to stay updated on every explosive revelation, and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when new updates drop. Your opinion matters, and the story is only going to get juicier from here. Buckle up, stay tuned, and be part of the discussion because this is one celebrity drama you won't want to look away from.